Introducing the best alternative to Photoshop for Linux, Windows, and Mac. Photo Store. Welcome to my new series where I'm going to be going over alternatives to proprietary applications that are free and open source. So I'm probably going to call this series False Alternatives. In this episode, we're just going to be doing Photoshop because that is a program that everybody knows. If you're living under a rock, basically Photoshop is an image manipulation tool that allows you to do tons of stuff to images. Our first Photoshop alternative is called Gimp, also known as GNU Image Manipulation Program. This is a very powerful tool for editing photos, and it's what I use to make my logo, my YouTube banner, my thumbnails, pretty much everything. Now, one thing I will say, there are two issues of Gimp. One, it's not very good for painting. You would use Krita instead. And also, it has... I don't really like its text, the way it handles text. Anyways, we'll just make a new image just to showcase what it can do. So it's got text, obviously. Now, the reason I don't like how it handles text is because if I were to have it cut off, if I wanted to make this, I can't really make the text centered. I'd have to make a second piece of text, and then center that. So usually what I do instead is add spaces, because I'm lazy. There's also a pencil tool. Now what this basically does is it doesn't have its full hardness, while we also have a brush tool with not full hardness, so there's kind of a gradient, not gradient, just like it becomes transparent eventually, while the pencil does not have that. There's quite a few different tools. I'm not going to go in them in depth. Yeah. Another nice thing about Gimp is how many filters it has. Now, there is something, let me find it. You can also get Gimp filters on both Gimp and Krita too, I think. And what this allows you to do is when you open it, it gives you a bunch of different lists of filters from a bunch of different sources. I didn't mean to put 6, but let's just say I wanted to do, turn this into a 3D extrusion that's animated for some reason. I could just click on the filter and hit apply, and it will apply the filter, and there's tons of these filters you can use. So that is one of my favorite features of Gimp filters. This is also just a very full-featured Photoshop alternative. You can pretty much do most, I'd say 90% of what you can do in Photoshop, you can do in Gimp. Now again, if you're doing digital painting, I wouldn't use Gimp because its paint options aren't very good. But for everything else, Gimp is definitely the best Photoshop alternative there is. Next we have Krita. Now this is a KDE application, and this is better for painting. Now you could theoretically do most things you could do with Photoshop and Gimp in this. Like for example, if you go to filters, it has similar filters to Gimp, and again it has Gmix filters, so you can get all of the same Gmix filters that you could get in Gimp in Krita. So you could theoretically use this as a full replacement to Gimp or Photoshop. But the real reason you would want to use this is painting. So it has really good brush support with tons of different brushes out of the box. These aren't all of them. There's a way to get more of them. If you click up here, it shows all of the different brushes you can get, so you can get different ones and you can change them. There's tons of different things you could do with the brushes. There's a scratch pad if you want to like test the brush. If you click right here, it has all of the different presets for brushes too. This one just seems like it's made for painting. This one has more of a similar interface to Photoshop somewhat due to its tools right here. This one does text manipulation differently than Gimp, but I still don't like it, because in order to see your changes you have to click save. Although I can add the text into the middle, which I do like. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.